Hello, my country people them. We don't come live again. As una join, una do the usual. Una share as una join. Thank una plenty, my country people them. Yes, apologies say I come about 5 minutes later than planned. Because I be make some final preparations and some final touches then for background before I come live. So una know the usual routine, una join, una share. Thank una plenty. Countryman don't come today, make we tourist small. Countryman don't come, make we tourist today. We will focus on Momo. We will explain for una how our black legism is the work, the philosophy, and the strategy for our black legism. And then Secot and Christopher Anu, they will take them away. They will play a greater part of the live broadcast today for una, my contributor. Una share as una join, una share. Thank una plenty. So now the live broadcast that I'm not going to dilly-dally too much. We'll go into the presentation. We'll play our Kumkum anthem. Then I'll get some videos. I'll get a few other things and way. I'll go present them to una and elaborate on one or two other things. So una do what way black legs they do best. Thank you.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
Thank una plenty my country people them as una join, una share. So today, now number 11 day for April 2024. And earlier today, we will get a live broadcast from our favorite Bangwa man, Belchus Atesong. And I want to appreciate all our country people, the way they be joining with for that live broadcast and the share and the message it go out. So today we will talk about Momo, we will talk about the kidnapping for ransoms, we will talk about one or two other things, and then I'll go analyze one or two things there for explain some of the strategies the way we done the employ in the destruction of ambassador terrorism, especially inside Momo. So it'd be important, say make we pay attention, we as not join when I share, but when I listen to when I contribute. So I will start the presentation by showing una this short video. This short video na Mark Barretta for 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Una watch and una listen.
Us in the diaspora, we must do more to help them to avoid taking them to so that they can give money. I can't call it kidnapping, just taking them, please come and give money so that they survive. We have people that have been taken, they go to an amber camp, they can say, hey, they come and say, mommy, I saw these boys in their camp, what they eat, how they live. Please sponsor. Yes, we've had successful stories of people who claim that they have been kidnapped. When they went to an amber camp, they came back, they changed because they saw the condition in which these fighters were living. They saw the food that they were eating. Fight and live a job. You need not chop, even if you run. He not chop his eye on the tonsil. He not chop, he not feel fight. So why would he give gun, we give this thing? We know things also of the chop and fight that they chop. So sometimes we want to just castigate about issue of kidnapping. We must try to also be, yes, we castigate, yes, it's not good. But sometimes you know, because we've had successful stories of people who go to a camp and come back. Listen, our boys love the community. Let me tell you. Because there are children who grow from there. They love the community. They don't just take people because they want to, because they don't want to. It's because this is their life. This is their life. They can't go back to any civilian life. They cannot. They can only stop once they have Amazonia. But they have to feed. They have to live. So they will use other means to live, to feed. So sometimes don't criticize. We criticize, okay, not good. But we have people who have gone there and come back and tell us good stories. Listen, I thought I was kidnapped, but once I saw, say, please, kidnap me more. Kidnap me more. So this is the white man word. White man come with language, kidnapping. It's that you do wrong and we arrest you, you say we kidnap. No! Arrest! We are not arresting you temporarily. Temporarily arrest. Then we leave you. So we understand the kind of kidnapping is very negative. You know, our enablers they use the word kidnapping. It's not kidnapping. They arrest you temporarily to beg you for money that people need to feed because they need to survive. They need to survive. This is not in any way to encourage kidnapping, but it will give you. Listen, I'm a realist. I believe in reality. That's why I always give my opinion. Point. I believe in reality. They always say unknown gunmen. When they use the word unknown gunmen, they refer to Amazonian forces.
So that one, na Mark Barretta, una don't hear, wait talk. Kidnap me more. Successful kidnapping stories. Fantastic. Okay. So why I play that video now for lay out the foundation for the Tori way Ukanfokan Chakara the Tori today. Now, in order for elaborate on what black legism strategies and how we don't implement them, it be so effective, I will bring for una some story in the next few minutes, and the story get to do with the picture we there on the screen for una right now. Apple Computers Inc. Now them they make the iPhone where a lot of young people for Cameroon they want to own an iPhone. So I will bring una that story for Apple Computers Company in the next maybe 20 or so minutes, because this next video I want for play make una enjoy them. It could be a little bit long, but take your time. If you need for go make popcorn, make them. Can she don't chop, drink water, watch this live video when Christopher Anu and Secot Judson they do just 2 days ago on the 9th of April 2024. My country people then. When I watch and listen, okay? Now in this.
The community is beginning to chase out recalcitrant thugs claiming to be fighting for independence. Celebrations over the demise of any combatant in the Amazonia War of Independence. For members of the ADF, Amazonia Defense Forces, whenever an ADF fighter meets their end, it is met with jubilation and revelry all over the place, not just in the community where it happened, but all over. Today, the news spreads of the demise of two notorious ADF fighters in Bessie village, Mogamo local government area. These fighters were reportedly gunned down by Cameroonian soldiers, their bodies left abandoned in the market square akin to the fate of so-called General Efang a month ago. As their lifeless forms lie exposed, the women of Batibo rejoice out of fondness for the Cameroonian army. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. In theory, the ADF fighters should be allies, protectors, and champions of the people. However, a disconcerting pattern emerges with each fallen ADF fighter celebration. from Batibo to Ambazonians at large. The demise of every ADF member, save for General Ivo Mba, has been met with similar fanfare. The two deceased individuals, once hailed as fighters, had recently instigated a prolonged lockdown in Mogamo that spans from Bali all the way to Manu, disrupting the lives of residents and impeding commerce. They impose exorbitant taxes, so-called liberation taxes, under the guise of liberation, resulting to violence against those who resisted, with some even meeting grisly ends as a deterrent to others. These actions beg the question, who is the ADF truly fighting to liberate? They cannot boast of controlling a quarter, and with their focus skewed towards extortion rather than resistance against the occupying forces. The legitimacy of their cause comes into question. The people of Batibo have taken a commendable stance in this regard. They have begun to root out the ADF hideouts within their community, leading to the exposure of individuals who had become a scourge upon their community. This proactive approach is laudable, and they can count on the unwavering support of the interim government of Ambazonia. When fighters entrusted with a noble task of defending their people turn their weapons or their guns against the same people, decisive action is imperative. Batibo and Mogamo at large, like all Ambazonian communities, must unite to eliminate or apprehend those who betray the cause for personal gain. The time has come for a purge within the ranks of Ambazonia's armed forces. The ADF must be held accountable for their actions. Collaboration between the civilian population and dedicated fighters is essential to ensure that the sacrifices made for Ambazonia's freedom are not tarnished by acts of betrayal. The events unfolding in Batibo should serve as a clarion call for unity and vigilance among the civilian population. It is incumbent upon all Ambazonians to root out, and that is the subject of this monologue, ladies and gentlemen. I am being joined right now from Belgium, I guess it's Belgium or Denmark, by Secot Judson, who has been following up these unfoldings in the Mogamo. Judson, it's great to have you back on the show, sir. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's look at these. Let's look at these images. These images are emerging from Mogamo, precisely in the village called Bessie, this morning. And I have listened to some. Audio messages coming from women in this community celebrating what we see in these images. As I said in my monologue, it is very unlikely to find the civilian community celebrating the killing of any Ambazonian soldiers, but every time, every day, that ADF fighters are gotten rid of anywhere in Ambazonia, Ambazonians celebrate. So was the case today with these two. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know about these two and what they were trying to do and how they were killed, Secot?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to those who have not had first-hand information. As the son of the land, as an activist from that region, I couldn't stay quiet. when things were unfolding and my people were dying in their numbers. And it is unfortunate that within the senseless lockdown, 1 month lockdown, 9 people were killed in Patibo.
9 people?
9 people within the month, from the 4th of March to the 4th of April. 9 people were killed because they were forcing this lockdown. 2 Emmanuel, Tebi Emmanuel, and 1 other were killed, were buried almost alive in Besi when they were taken from Guzan with one accusation that he spoke military man. And later on, the boys had been offering some or ushering some statements that they no longer control. They no longer own cells. So anybody they catch, the best punishment is to kill, because they don't have a place to keep anybody. So if you ask me how it happened, I want to explain a little bit what led to the particular incident that make them very vulnerable. And this is to show that the Agopsi family, the leadership of the Agopsi, had been so naive, or I have to describe them. And in fact, when a blind man leads another blind man, all of them will fall into the hole. This is just what is happening. But this one for Batibo is the Agopsi family staying in the diaspora and careless about ground. Now, the camouflage of restoration forces, or what we call guerrilla fighters, is the population. The population is always the camouflage. When I talk about the camouflage, is something you are covering, something that shelters you. But what they did is that they had to be locked down, and so only 2 sets of people were moved. Only the army or the ADF fighters. Now, ADF fighters were moving on specific routes in and out of Besi, either in from Besi to Guzan to Mbunji or to Nen towards Green Valley, because those were regions they go to stay by the tower in order to control cars or to impose the lockdown. The same time, they all light of Guzan. They told all of them that if you need your shed, if you have to shop inside Guzan market, you have to pay liberation tax. Come and pay us 40,000 francs. And when you pay 40,000, immediately after the lockdown, you're going to open. So those people were going to Besi and paying the monies to the ADF fighters. Then those who had their parents or brothers or so had died for them and are in the mortuary in Bamenda and other areas, were also planning to bury their families. And so the ADF families will tell them, we need 800,000, 1 million, they bill them, and they send representatives to go and give them the monies in Besi. Sometimes some of them move to meet these people to collect those monies. Meanwhile, when this were happening, we were also sending out messages. We're encouraging the people, take the responsibility into your hands. Now, as a Bugamo man loves the struggle so much, so the army would be moving around, giving their numbers, that call us if you see these boys. Most of the population were afraid. And by the way, they didn't love it, because that is another enemy they don't love to live with. But they are now living with one that is killing them. They were forced. It was now a matter of survival. The people of Mugamo were forced to survive by any crook or critic. So it happened that the army, after getting a lot of intelligence and also working with one of the boys that had been tormented by the ADF and is now working with them.
Yes, go on.
So after getting all the intelligence, what we gathered is that the army went through the Nyanek area, which is now the lost territory where Efang was living before. They came through that area and through Ashong and surrounded Besi from that end. The other areas through Guzan, the other Amukas entered from that territory. Mark you, nobody notified them in Basi that the army was coming, because their shelter, their camouflage, their security had been all taken off. Because the camp in Guzang, the amber camp we had in Guzang was disarmed by these same boys. And so the population are not happy with them. And so the population see the military going and did not offer a word. Nobody had to call them, because they rather pray that this should be. And it so happened that they were surrounded. This particular two boys called Mbangui, that is his real name, which is called Commander Ground Zero, who imposed the lockdown and who came to Guzang Market after the lockdown and boasted and asked the phone to apologize. And the same person who was forced by the ATF to make a video against myself, accusing me for working with La République du Cameroon, is the same one that has fallen, with another one from Basi. All these two boys were all from Basi, and who is called Junior, or in the other, or his real fighting name was Sokma Bobby. So these two fighters had been the real terror. Unfortunately, they were the best of the ADF. This Manguru, who is supposed to be their leader, is one tyrant who doesn't, who fears the gun more than a civilian. When he hears, he runs more than everything. So these were those actually guarding him. Unfortunately, he was not there on that day, and that is how he got saved.
Now, I listened to an audio message coming from women in Batibo or Basi. I'm sure you've listened to it. Unfortunately, I don't understand the dialect. What you listen to that? What are they saying in that audio?
Yes,
all I know is that they are jubilating, they are celebrating, and wishing that they kill all of the ADF.
Yeah, I was busy. I should have translated that audio earlier. That old woman that was crying there said God had heard their cry. He said those boys that had been tormenting them for quite some time have fallen. He said, she particularly said Mbangui, who is that Commander Ground Zero, had fallen. That is, she said, that Mbangui, who imposed 1 month lockdown for them, had fallen. And she explained the type of meals they were having. They said they could only eat bitter leaf. They could not have fish. They could not have meat. They could not have what they call it. She called it in their native language, jangara. This crayfish. They could have nothing to put in the soup. They could not eat any meaningful meal for 1 month because it was unprepared. And then they had been praying. She said they had been praying. Women of CWF and had been praying. And they also had a rally coming up. And they were afraid that they were not going to have their rally. Now they are happy that because this terrorist, that's what she said, has fallen, their rally is going to move and they're going to praise God and worship him. And just to tell you that today, Guzang Market immediately, and the people were celebrating. And there was a church service.
Guzang Market was open timidly today.
Today, yes.
You know, I was going to say that, and I hope that people in Guzang, Batibo, Mogamo, and Mogamo in general, I hope they listen to the sound of my voice. Please, I saw a Facebook post, I think, before coming up live, in which Ayaba is calling for, is it a 4 months lockdown of Batibo?
Yes.
We want to say to the people of Mogamo, go about your business. Go about your business. And let me talk a little bit about this so-called liberation tax. When they come to you for liberation tax, if you can afford it, pay them. But when you pay them, take note, monitor, investigate, know their hideout. Again, take note, monitor their whereabouts, find out where their hideouts are. One by one, we get rid of all of them. This independence struggle was never meant for Ambazonians against Ambazonians. It was meant for those who carry weapons to face, turn those weapons against the invading army, not the civilian population, not our own people. And that is a message I would want everybody in Ambazonia to take note. We must read Ambazonia of talks going about calling themselves liberation fighters, whereas they are extortioners. Or I give you the opportunity to say something there.
Yes, that is exactly what we are saying. Look, this would only be done when those bad seeds are all taken out. You can't force a people to deliver them. You can't force a people to free them. And by the way, which type of freedom are they giving the people when they do not fight the main enemy? Which type of freedom are they giving the people when they caught Regina Mundi, who was a real legitimate target, collected 80 billion francs, and that is why they are still quarreling with Capote Daniel because of the sharing of the money. Collected part from the Cameroon government, collected part from the family of Regina Mundi, and let her go. Yet they are killing people. There was a mother that were killed in Bunji. Within this period, they were imposing a lockdown. Mumu, if I call it in pidgin, that woman from birth could not speak. He was dumb and deaf. And then the only son, whereby her hope is all her hope is on that boy. And because the boy had to survive in order to take care of that old mother there, and he was killed, his bike taken away. Many other people, more than 40 bikes have been taken. Many youths do not have the means of their livelihood. Many escaped to Manfe on foot. Many went to Bamenda, passing through Bengui on foot. Today, as I'm telling you, many of them are on their way back. Some called me back in Batibo and said, we are back. But I want to give one message. Look, when your wife is about to deliver, when a woman is about to deliver and you have to save either the child or the mother, you have to save the mother. If the child has to be born by killing the mother, no, let the child go. We have to eliminate them. We have to take them out.
Absolutely.
The population has to collaborate to take them out, save the people of Mugamo, because it is the mothers, the children, the women, the men that make the population, where we can also go down and meet our families.
Now, my country people, then make I just interject and I make a comment briefly. Secot Judson said we have to collaborate and take them out. Remember, I said the collaboration, what you mean? Now with the Cameroon military. Now wait till Musa no go here today. The collaboration, what you mean? Now with Cameroon military. Understand that. In the talk say, okay, you go collaborate with who else in order to get rid of the ADF. Who else is there? ADF don't, first of all, it don't disarm all the other camps the way they did around Batibo. So the collaboration where Secot they refer to, now say make the population, it say they have to be eliminated. We have to take them out. We have to root them out. We have to collaborate and eliminate them. Collaborate now with who? Cameroon military. Now just the point that way I want to make before I continue. When I listen,
you are killing them in their number, saying that you don't have cells. And you want us to be glad and say that because we're fighting for freedom. No, that's not why I joined the struggle. And the people in Mugamo are fighting for the survival. So nobody should tell me that I'm saying fighters should be killed. Any fighter who is not fighting for the main purpose of freedom has no reason to survive.
I will not
So I advise
hesitate.
them, and then we also give them the education about the civilians, that whoever is killing you in their own selfish interest should not be left to go free. I am not afraid to be called anything. I will incapacitate all of them and take charge.
Take the cue from what we are seeing in Mogamo, Batibo in particular, where any army fighting, supposedly fighting for independence, turns the guns against the people must rise up. The people must rise up against such an army, and we will not support it. We will not support it. This war was supposed to be against La République du Cameroon. It wasn't supposed to be against our own people. Imagine people who have not had jobs maybe for 7 years. And somebody is coming around and saying, you pay 5,000 francs, 10,000 francs, 50,000 francs for so-called liberation tax, and they don't have a quarter, a mere quarter that they control. Who are they fooling? Who are they fooling? And then they go about and they declare a lockdown, and they know that these people make their money from the little trading that they do. And yet you shut down the town, you shut down the whole LGA, the whole community, yet you go back to collect money from them. How do they make the money to pay you tax?
Okay, thank you plenty my country people then. When I don't hear na Chris Anu that ye and Secot Judson, they don't talk. And make I give na my own analysis now. But before I give una the analysis, I want to make we recap. Wait, they just come off for talk. I just played their video for about 20 minutes. Make them say the talk. That was live for 2024, April the 9th, 2 days ago. Remember, say the whole point of our black legism, now in this is what Countryman if start to tell them since 2018. Okay. Now, they talk now in their own words, say, who is the ADF fighting for? Who are Amber terrorists fighting for? Very good question. Now they talk, say, they call on the Anglophone population for work together, for collaborate with the Cameroon military, for eliminate the Amber terrorists. Is that not what I have been saying since 2018? They talk now, say, every time where they kill the Amber terrorists, the Anglophone population, they jubilate. Now them they talk, maybe na me they talk. They call on the population for collaborate with the military for root out the ambassador terrorists. And Secot talks say between the 4th of March 2024 to the 4th of April 2024, the ADF don't kill 9 people for Batibo subdivision alone. I make a tell una something. That atrocity or those atrocities they happen now only for Batibo subdivision. ADF no kill no other person for the rest of Momo. As a matter of fact, in order for continue for make this point, I go let Secot talk before I go come now. Can't talk about the other points them way Secot a make them. I go play this next video. When I listen, now just a few minutes. When I listen,
go on, please, and add your point.
Let me round up. I want to say that around this region of Momo, particularly Batibo, is a steadfast LGA when it comes to loving the struggle. And good. They will never give up because of the struggle. They had been a laughing stock by the people in Widikum who are mostly purely CPDM inclined.
Thank you.
The same people of Widikum who catch fighters with their hands and hand to the army. They even beat fighters to death. And yet these my people, they continue, they had been resolute. But till the level where their own sons begin to kill them.
Good.
What pains me more is that we should be speaking about reactivating the real struggle in places like Kambe, places like Chico, Limbe, Boya. And we are looking at a stronghold of the revolution, and we want to discourage them. We are making them to become blacklegs of the struggle because of the things that we are doing to the population. That is why anybody, if you are an activist, if you are a leader and you are not able to speak against these same acts of argosy, then I don't know what you are fighting for. Because we are supposed to continue making the population to gain interest, so that if there is a referendum today, we are sure that we will not think that we will have 90%. We should be thinking of 95, 98, 99%. But this type of things make us think that we have to campaign very hard when and I want to also call upon the people of Mugamo, especially those abroad. The ADF or the leadership of the ADF understood that we are divided. They understood that we are fighting against ourselves, that the problem of a Mugamo man is another Mugamo man. And so I never understood that if he has to have relevance, he has to prove tough. And to prove tough, he has to use the sons of Batibu against the people of Batibu, and so that they will be talking all the time about him. And that is how he shows his bravado. But let us cut those wings that he lifts up. Let us put it down and humble him to where he belongs. Because the only language he understands is strength. And that is why he apologized to Seven Kata because of one soldier that fell. But yet, for Mugamo man, he said he will cut their heads off. He said the funds should come and apologize. He said he will hold them hostage. And he said the Batibu man is a bad man and wicked man. Yet it is the same place that he collects his ransom and takes care of all the other kidnapping rings all over Amazonia. So I call everybody, whether you had quarrels before, it is not time for politicking. It is not time to say, I am the only chairman in LGA. It is not time to say, who is this man, Secot, speaking? I am just speaking my own part as a son of that place. Come together because of the love for Amazonia, because of the love for your own motherland. Let us work together, reactivate this place, and make sure we protect our people that are left back home. I think it is a duty we need to handle to the end.
Thank you, plenty, my contributor. So, when I don't hear what way Secot Judson a commode for Tokam. Now, the pathway is sweet me go past. Now, when it talk about how the people them for Batibo, now the stupidest people them, now them don't carry amber wearing for head like face cap. He even quote one example for Widikum when also inside Momo. As a matter of fact, the name say Amazonia. Now Widikum person, he coined that name. Now, it tell when I say just next door to Batibo, inside the same Momo, they catch amber terrorists them for Widikum, knock them, kill them. As a matter of fact, I get the video. When I watch this video, a commander from Widikum, in this.
My phone, man. Yes. 1 month, phone, man. Yeah, 1 month, phone, man.
So I go let the video make it play in the background. When I go see now, so they treat amber terrorists them inside Momo. If you go for Momo, you get I think that 4 subdivision, the Batibo subdivision. You get Widikum, you get Bengui, and then you get Ngi. I think another one then Njikwa, if I'm not mistaken. So now, in all of these other subdivisions, then now only for Batibo, where Amazonia terrorism it get roots. Now for tell when I say there is something wrong with the Batibo people, then this is how they treat amber terrorists in the rest of Momo. So it is not a Momo problem; it's a Batibo specifically. It's a Batibo problem. And Secot, this is don't explain. I'm saying Batibo people were a laughing stock in Momo. All man they crush them, they laugh them. Say now when I don't carry amber for head, we don't get amber for Widikumia. We don't get amber for Ngia. We don't kill them. Now the amber general from Ngi. What will be now that name? The amber general from Ngi, they kill them too. Where they now the population from Ngi now so inside Momo. Now for the Uchiba Nelson come out, they catch that shit no white blast. They knock them now one hand, kill them. The civilians, the villagers, them inside Ngi. Now only for Batibo, where they romance Amazonia terrorism inside the whole of Momo. So you say don't talk them. Say they are a laughing stock. So these people then they understand the reality now. Say for be amber or for support amber or for allow amber inside your village, inside your community, the rest of the Anglophone community they will see you as a laughing stock. Now, go back to September the 22nd, 2017. When I still remember what will be happening on that day, Anglophone population, they will come out and march. They march. We are gone. We don't go we. Ambazonia is free. Una remember? Now the same people in this way, they celebrate, they jubilate when the Amber terrorists they be compromised. Now the same population than this. Now it goes for tie in with the strategy of blacklegism, where we don't employ them over these few years since 2018. And I remember vividly when I be start with the broadcast them, I be laugh on top, Amber sheet, no wife last their die body, and then post the videos, pictures, and everything on social media, on WhatsApp, and everywhere else as prayer. Will be the rebroadcast the Amber terrorists, their messages them, their calls for lockdowns, their calls for Gary people them, for Gary francophones, for Gary school picking them, all of those things then. I remember vividly for 2018-19, where some people they find them difficult for comprehend. They can ask me, say, countryman, when you share the Amber terrorists their message, it means say you help them for put more fear for our people then for you will they help them for achieve their goal. My answer for them back then for 2018-19, I say yes. I want them to achieve their goal of terrorizing the Anglophone population, not because I don't like my people, because I love my people. That is why the Amber terrorist threats must succeed. They must succeed in terrorizing the Anglophone population, because that is the only way for defeat Ambazonia terrorism. Secot don't explain am for una how when the military it be enter inside AY, they go kill a fang big number. Population is see them as they come, they no call, they no notify. Why is that? Because the population don't be fed up. Previously, the other missions, the way they don't go for compromise, the shit no wife last, the missions they be unsuccessful because the population they be call them, they notify them, they be at their eyes, their informants. Secot don't tell when I say when they follow up, go for Bessie, they go wipe so-called Sokma Bobby and Commander Ground Zero. The population be see the military as they come, they shouldn't be quiet. Because that is all we need. We don't need the population for even give we information or for collaborate with the Cameroon military or for whole military go show who's how the Amber terrorists. They know. We already know. I say we already know. I tell when I say, for example, right now, I know some Amber terrorists, the way they see some money, 400 heads of cows, cattle, 400. How can you hide 400 cows? You know how much grass they go chop them in one day alone? You know if it hide them. The fact said they never go kill the food there now because Cameroon government does not care. Cameroon government know they fight Ambazonia terrorism. From the divisional officers, the SDOs, to even the brigade commanders, to the military, all of them, they do not care. Now we get the responsibility for plead with them, beg them, say me they can't do we the favor for wipe the Amber terrorists. Okay? Una think say we no be know who's our a fang day. We know. The problem is why bother? Why waste your energy? Why go? The same story with Oliver Lekiaka for Lebialem. You think say we no be know who's our day. You think, ask yourself, say, how possible it be for 4 ex-combatants for come out for DD Asida for Boya, waka for foot, go knock Oliver Lekiaka for head. Why were the whole Cameroon military apparatus with the Air Force, the Navy, the gendarmes, the army, the B, all them, police, gendarme, forestry included, they never fit kill Oliver for 4 years, 5 years. But 4 ex-combatants, they used 2 days waka for foot, go knock him for head. Now for tell una, Cameroon military get other priorities. They don't care about killing this shit, no white blast them. After all, President Paul Biya idea now to open DDR center, leave them indefinitely for them. They way they want enter, they enter. They way they don't want enter, they shit on them. Why? Because they are killing themselves. They are killing but the Anglophone population. So, like I tell you now, the strategy it be now for make the ambassador terrorists they be successful at terrorizing the Anglophone population, so that when the Anglophone population don't get enough, now themselves now they could go back the Cameroon military. Say, come, I know where they there, I can show you. And that time when the Cameroon military enter now go wipe them, even the civilian population, even if they see the Cameroon military, they go shit on them quiet. They go talk, say, Papa, I beg. When I go kill the food and for we. When I hell we are back. You understand? That is the strategy. But time when me have been put in place this strategy for 2018, 2019, when I no be fit see am. So when I can't quarrel me, say, countryman, why they broadcast Eric Tato a message? We say me the Gary picking their hand. I asked the man, say, time when the amber terrorists, they actually go carry out that action, they cut some man in picking a hand. You think say the man go know why they cut a hand? No, it no go know because you never tell you exactly why they cut a hand. Now our job for tell them, say they are coming to cut your hand before they cut them. And then after they cut them, we need for them replay the video again. So make the population understand which way they happen. And when the population understand, it become clear for them now. They go, no man no go feel confuse them anymore or convince them otherwise. They go be clear for their mind. Their enemy go be clearly defined. And they go know. They go know who be their true enemy. And when they identify that true enemy, they go fight against that enemy. Just like how Secot Judson they talk, they need to collaborate with the Cameroon military for get rid of their enemies. Secot talk say the population for Backbone now, they now in survival mode. They could do anything and everything just to survive. They don't care about whether revolution or whatever. Right now, they get an existential threat. And that threat na amber terrorists. So they could do whatever they need for do. Even Secot don't beg them, say, I beg, una better call. Now Secot just in the give them Cameroon military officer their number now. Secot the tell them, say, commandant for brigade for Backbone na number this. Dio for Backbone na number this. I beg una call Dio. Una call commandant. Una call B. Una beg them. Maybe they can't help una. And when the military finally enter for Backbone, they kill those shit no white blasted. Come and see celebrations and jubilation. Nobody that ever me at the talk. Now na them, Christopher Anu, president for Ambazonia, that one of the numerous uncountable presidents. And Secot, now them they can't express and they can't explain them for simple English how the Anglophone population they celebrate, they jubilate when the Cameroon government it can't kill the Ambazonia terrorists. That is how much we have defeated Ambazonia terrorism, my country people. Them we don't win so fantastically. I mean, even if some person be ask me or be tell me, say, now what this way we don't achieve them in this very short space of time. Me, I'm not for believer, but that's exactly what we went to achieve. That's what we went on to achieve. When I come up with this strategy, I tell when I say na Operation Chukuchuku, na Chukuchuku strategy, na small, you catch monkey. We not get with no big, gigantic nuclear weapon or some big button for some places we will press them and then we wipe Ambazonia terrorism. No, now small, we will achieve them. And when I see the results, now, so for make una understand more about the strategy where me I talk about how we destroy Ambazonia terrorism. I go play for una, I go introduce una. I think I don't tell una this story before. And if una want for leave a comment, I go read una comments then later on in the next few minutes. I know I could try to make the live broadcast, make it not be longer than 1.5 hours. So it not will be longer than 90 minutes. So we don't read the live for about 15 minutes. We'll get about 30 to 40 minutes maximum for go. So the next segment where I want make una pay attention to, and I go come read some of una comments then before we end the live broadcast. So just keep leaving the comments then. So I want to introduce una, as I've done already put them on the screen earlier before, the Apple Computers Inc. Apple Computers. Now the company that, now the question where I want for pose and for you, where I want make you, if you know the answer to this question, leave them in the comment section, and I go come check them, and then I go tell you the story. Okay. Now the logo for Apple Computer Inc. that, now the logo now literally an apple where they don't take a bite of the apple. Now the question is, do you know why they choose that logo, and do you know why that apple it get a bite, a small chunk, a cut out from the apple? If you know the answer, leave them in the comment section. That one a small homework I don't give una. Una get 1.5 minutes for put them in the comment section. I want to see who know why this Apple computer they take a chunk for their logo. Apple Computers Inc. Their logo now Apple where where some man don't take a big bite, just one bite of the apple. When I leave an answer in the comment section if you know why they choose that logo for Apple Computer Inc. So I go come with the answer for una in 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. My country people then.
Number one, my country people talk about it. Listen. Lesson number one, my country people talk about it. Listen, whether or not you accept my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
So thank una plenty. I hope say una don't get enough time. I know say some of una don't surely go for YouTube, for go Google them, or go for Google, for go find out the answer for that small homework where I be give una. So the question will be asked una, and make I put the homework back on the screen for see attentive students them. So now Apple Computers Inc. their logo that. Now Apple Computers Inc. they manufacture the iPhone, and for their logo they get now an apple where some person don't take a bite off of the apple. So the question is being I say, we now know the origin of that logo and why that apple they don't take one bite off the apple. That was the question. So must see if any person don't even attempt for answer the question. So Marcy, we get Akum Ona Akum Asa. He said the Apple logo is to avoid confusion with the cherry. Fantastic. I like that answer. You are not 100% wrong, but you are also not 100% right. We're not worry, Master. Sweet. So we'll get when I first see on the screen, I don't put the comments on the screen. So now boy Apikin, it talks say the bite now forgive the apple everlasting wound for your body. When I don't craze, when I drink at 4 people, when I can't watch my live broadcast. Okay, now we'll get Bernze. It talks say biting all the knowledge from the computer. Okay, we'll get it's a destroying ambassador terrorism. Talk say it's so that we don't confuse it with a cherry. I don't hear that one already. No, you the copy when I do plagiarism for this example I give una. Even though when I get internet and mobile device for our hand, no cheating, no copy work. So we get Nuhu Aliu. It talks say is to prevent people from confusing the overall shape of the apple with some other fruit. Not exactly. I will tell you now exactly why in a second, okay? So we get Aretha Obenson Macchiato said the bite in the apple is to avoid any confusion with a cherry. I don't know who's that way when I go take that one. That's not actually where or why they decide to use apple as their logo. I could tell you now why in a second. So lion sin escano. It talks it means there is an information only Apple knows. Not only Apple knows. I know the information. It's actually open source information. We all know. Okay. When I give me 1 second, Menkem Tony talks is to avoid confusion. Confusion about what? So if some person do not take a bite of a cherry, that's the question I'm asking you. Is it only an apple that we bite? I don't know. I know that a cherry is smaller, but technically you can bite off a cherry too. If your mouth is small enough, like maybe a mouse, you can bite off a chunk of a cherry, I guess. So some person, this one, Akumsa, I said, no, I'm not going to read your comment out loud. Nonsense, because if I read them, I get to go wash my mop. So, Rita, it talks, we do research for Google. When I do research, you people actually read it from Google and then came back and answered the question. When I the thief for daytime, when I the copy Google for can't talk and for daytime, when I the, at least you cheat and then you can't confess. So if we create a black leg heaven, maybe I could just let you in through the window. Okay? Because say when I thief, when I cheat, they can't explain them. Now I will explain them for now. We'll get a male full. It also the byte represents a byte in computer language, which is the unit of data measurement. Those are all conspiracy theories. Yes, the byte as in BITE is different from the byte as in BYTE. BYT is a computer language in measurement, data measurement, as you've said, which is correct. So, might read one more comment. We get Tanto Goldberg. It say now for avoid confusion with the cherry, and also because the person be like the apple past cherry. When I don't definitely the reason why you people keep talking about cherry because all when I Google them and when I get now exactly the same Google source for all when I answer them thief. When I the thief like Amber thief, thief. When I go Google it, but that's fantastic. It's all about research. Okay, the world's knowledge it's already available on the internet. You just need to access it, and then you need to understand it, and then be able to apply it, analyze it, and then create something from that knowledge. That's all we need to do. The knowledge is already there. So thank and appreciate and congratulate all man where it take 1 second off the live broadcast. It quickly run, go for a Google, go search the answer before you come back and leave a comment. Fantastic. That's good. And at the end of today, all we will learn something new way when I know we don't ever learn them before. So as I will put the question on the screen, I can't give you the answer right now. Now, this apple and the bite where they take remember bite na BITE, where they bite off the apple. Okay. Now, actually, the man it be like apple, it be being a favorite fruit, and on the day where he die, he poisoned himself and he commit suicide. And on the day where he die, he take a bite off an apple and then leave him on the bedside cupboard and then die. They can't find me for your bed, and the only thing where they be see him where be being noteworthy, now say he take a last bite of the apple and then put the rest of the apple for a bedside cupboard before he die. That's why Apple it decide to take that, adopt that logo. But why Apple decide to adopt that logo? Who was this man and why was he important? So important that one of the biggest computer companies in the world it decide for honor ye by making their logo the Apple and calling their company Apple Computers. Now, because that man, now the person where he invent the computer, all computers that will get them today, now as a result of your work. Okay. Now you go ask me, say, who am I talking about and where am I driving towards? Now, make a show now who are they talk about. Now I picture that on the screen. His name, he been Alan Turing. They born him for 1912, he died for 1954. I don't already explain the circumstances of his death, now suicide. He been a British mathematician and they born him for West London. Okay. Now, he be famous for coming up with the idea of the thinking machine during the Second World War. So, where to be the thinking machine? The thinking machine, it be a machine where it be invent in order for solve a specific problem. If we now look on our screen, that was the problem. The Enigma code machine. The Enigma machine, it be the German, their Nazi top secret encryption device, where it means before the German military, they once sent out any message to their military bases, to their ships, their submarines, and their commanders around the world, they be first need for encrypt that message for the way if the message it be interpreted or it be intercepted, if the message fall in the wrong hands, it not go make sense for the person where it go read them. Now only another Enigma machine at the other end, it go fit decipher and decode the message for you for understand. And at that time, for send that message, it could be just one sentence, it could be just 3 words, it could be just a time, or it could be just the location. For example, the German movement of troops during World War II, the German or the Nazi positions for attack, the coordinates, the movement of the British forces and the Allied forces. If they be know, they go encode them in an Enigma machine and then send them over radio frequency, or they send them in as a fax or other means. Now, the British, they will tap into this intelligence as the Germans, they try to communicate, they send messages to their submarines, to their warships, to their military bases, to their aircraft. The British, they tap into that message, but the messages did not make sense to them. They could not decipher the messages because they were encoded using the Enigma machine. Okay? So now, what will be happen? I say, the British, they successfully sink one of the German warship. And before the ship is sink, they will be able to climb on board the warship and recover one of these machines, the Enigma machines, where they know they don't destroy them, because every time where the British or the Allied forces they attack the German position, if the Germans they know say they will lose that position, their number one priority it will be necessity destroy the Enigma machine before they capture you, before they take over your unit or your ship or your base or whatever. Destroy the Enigma machine because it was top secret. Now, so when the British they finally get hold of an Enigma machine where it still be intact, where they never destroy them, where it still the work, what way they need for do now for learn how it operates, how they fit use them, how they fit manipulate them, how they fit start to send their own messages them, pretending to be Germans, for confuse the enemy, how they will now decipher all the other messages the way the Germans they send them out. That is where Alan Turing came in. They assembled all their bright minds, the mathematicians and physicists and all the people the way they work in the sciences them for Bletchfield Park, top military base. And they give them all the resources the way they need them. Then they give them the Enigma machine and they tell them, decipher this machine. We need to be able to understand which way the Germans they communicate. And now which that way we need them in order to win World War II. Now, after a few years of working on that Enigma machine, Alan Turing, he be successful. He built his own machine where we call him say the thinking machine. He built his own machine, and that machine now he be able to replicate which way the Enigma code machine able to do am. When finally they fit break the German codes, the very first message where they intercept them and they break them, they decipher the code in the Enigma machine. the message where the Germans will pass them, it will give now the location of one of the British warships, the location and the time of attack made the Germans to go attack that ship for sink them. Now, one of the engineers, the way they will work with Alan Turing for build that machine, because at that time during World War II, almost every single person in Europe, if you not be there on the war front in the fight war, you must get a family member with there. Either your papa there on the war front, or your mommy, or your sister, brother, uncle. You must get family members with the day on the war front because the world was at war. So this engineer where he be the work with Alan Turing because he be the work with the team. That particular engineer, ye brother, ye only brother, he be there on that ship where the Germans they be the plan for attack them, and they be plan for attack that ship now the next day. So once they break the code, the Enigma code, that man it translate the message, it decode the message, he know the time where they go attack that ship, he know the name of the ship because his brother there on board the ship, he know the ship and he know the people the way they there on board, and he know say they go kill your brother on this day at this time. It get less than 24 hours. So this engineer be so excited, say they don't finally break this message. He be glad, say it go finally, it go save your brother alive. But guess what? They take you for one corner. They tell you, say, now where they don't break the Enigma code, that has automatically become the greatest top secret, top secret in the world. The Germans must never know that we can break their codes. The Germans must never know. Even the British must never know that we can break the code. Only a handful of people, the top secret, and I talk about from the Queen himself to the Prime Minister himself, and then the Secretary of State for Defense, and then one or two generals, them like the First Sea Lord and the Chief of Defense Staff. Now only them supposed to know, say we fit break this code. And then now, they go now need for prioritize the messages the way they go break them. Or even after una don't decode a message, una know, so the Germans, they go attack this ship on this date at this time. Yes, let them attack it. But you know, and this engineer was confused. He don't understand why. But then now a bit difficult now for explain that for you. Say, wait away with the play. Now a game for win a war. It is not about winning a battle. So in a war, you will get many battles then. For example, during World War I, the Germans they will control Cameroon at that time, German Cameroon. The Germans they will control Togo, the German Togoland. Okay, the Germans they be there for I think East Africa, German West Africa, something like that. The German Empire they will get territories and colonies around the world as well. Okay, so and Germany will fight on the Western Front. They will fight for Europe in France. They will fight in the UK. They will fight against Russia. They will fight all over the world. So those are all battles. The battle for German Cameroon, the battle for German Togoland, the battle for the Britain, the battle for France, the battle for Poland, the battle for the Western Front, the battle where they will fight against the Russians. The Nazi army were fighting many different battles all around the world. So what way you need for understand and say you want for win the war, not for win a battle. Now a combination of battles, then if you win many battles, then where if you make a now you win the war. So sometimes the day where you go deliberately sacrifice a battle, you could deliberately sacrifice something to your enemy in order for achieve a greater goal. Now, what is that way the British they will play at? They say, okay, that ship where the Germans they plan for bomb them tomorrow. Yes, may the bomb them, may the sink them. Yes, but they get 400 people them on board. Yes, may they die. That is a sacrifice we are prepared to pay in order to win the war. Because we not fit afford for let the Germans they know, say we fit break the Enigma code. If suddenly the British they start to mobilize, they start to move the positions of their military, they start to do some kind of counter offenses and start to make some kind of maneuver where it go indicate to the Germans, say they so they don't break the Enigma code, then which way the Germans then too they go do that, so wait, they go adapt. Maybe they could change the codes, the coding system. Maybe they could build a different Enigma machine where it could become now impossible for the British. Then now it could set the British then back another 2-3 years for go back in the lab for go invent another machine for Breckham. So that is the logic. Sometimes the way you get to sacrifice something where it be very dear to you for achieve a greater goal. So when Anglophones they be kill themselves, when the Amber terrorists they talk, they made a lockdown, we they propagate the lockdown. Yes, it go disrupt Anglophone people, their businesses there. They say me they behead people, they made a cut picking their hands. Yes, that is all sacrifice for build the massive momentum where we don't build them today. It arrived at the critical mass way. The same population where they become on March for September 2017, the same population now they sell out the Amber terrorists. When the military can't kill the terrorists, while people the day out on the streets, they jubilate, they celebrate. That is what we are talking about. That's where we are aiming and where we are going. You get to understand that it's not just about winning one small battle, but we have our eyes on winning the war. We the Blacklegs, we have a war where we fight them against the ambassador terrorists. Okay, so it's not just about some person who can't talk say, oh, we don't kill one gendarme, so what? Oh, we don't kill one blackleg. Yes, those are all small sacrifices. Then, if you look at the bigger picture, now for when I want to do a little bit more research, if I look on the screen, that is a poster of a blockbuster movie that came out a few years ago. I don't know if you remember the year, but it don't be more than 5 years. The name for the movie now, The Imitation Game, by this guy Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley, the star in this movie. This movie is about the life and the works of Alan Turing. Now, basically, his story. And if you now see those calculators or those clocks the way they did behind your head for that movie, now the actual thinking machine that will be built, it was the size of a whole room just to decipher the Enigma machine. That is the origin of the modern day computer. Because that machine, the whole idea of that machine was to make the machine do what the human brain can do, but a lot quicker and faster. It will process mathematical problems then a lot quicker than the human brain could do it. And from that gadget, the other devices they come up, the scientific calculator, and then from there now we get computers then, and then today we get mobile phones and all of those things, and now we send we get everything now be computerized. Even your microwave oven for your kitchen, it be computerized. Your fridge, you get computer today. Even your watch, my watch na computer, you get WhatsApp, everything. If person call me, I dey answer them from my watch. It connect to the internet and all of those things. So that is the origin of modern day computing, the thinking machine, Alan Turing, Apple Computer Inc. I hope so all we would not learn something new today. So going back to what we will talk about, Ambazonia terrorism, it be been necessary for we forget Ambazonia terrorism and the Amber terrorists, when they be call on these kind of things, then when we will start talk say no, we need for rebroadcast the Amber terrorists, the atrocities them and their incitement to violence. Some people they don't be understand why. This is the reason why, because we be actually need for the Amber terrorists for be successful at terrorizing the Anglophone community. Once they achieve that, they kill Anglophones, terrorize them, destroy their economy, stop them, make them no go for market, seize their bikes them, cut their hands them, stop their picking them, make them no go for school. When they put that much burden on that population, they will reach a critical mass, a critical stage where this it will happen. as now you see on the screen, that population for they catch amber terrorists, they knock them like snake, knock them, kill them. Now in that, when I see them, if we focus on the middle of the screen, now in that way they knock them, so they clear them, they knock and kill them, and then they catch some other ones. Then they go hand them to the gendarmes. Then, okay, it get to reach that critical mass. We get to reach at that stage, at that level, for build the pressure where the Anglophones they don't suffer. So because Anglophones they will complain, for example, say gendarme they collect their 500 for corner road. Now just the wickedness and the bad belly of the Anglophones then, where some ones they still complain till today because they don't see and now say once the amber terrorists they carry guns they fall for bush, wait till they start do 10,000 small, they will kidnap you, enter bush, they start ask for millions. Okay. Now wait till that way Anglophone man they do it for Anglophone. So it will be necessary the Anglophone versus Anglophone infighting and terrorism. It will be necessary. And another point I want make una focus on or make una think about this now say if some person it be tell you now make I pose this one as a question to you. Answer this question honestly to yourself, and I will put some of una answers them on the screen. If some person be tell you realistically for 2016 or 2015 before ambassador terrorism, if some person be tell you say the so-called struggle it go turn out for be the way it did today, you for agree? Now question that I pose for you. I want to see una response. If some person be tell you for 2016 or 2015, say Anglophones they don't tire Cameroon, tire for the level where they go pick guns for fight and then they take the guns and now they start kill themselves. They start put 2 months lockdown, 4 months lockdown. They start they say Gary picking their hand away they want go school. They dig up their own roads. They burn human beings them alive inside churches. They burn people them alive inside hospitals. Them they bury human beings them alive. Not only are they doing that against the Anglophone civilians, but now Amber versus Amber, they kill themselves in that kind of manner. If I be tell you before this thing happened, as it happened in front of our own very eyes, if I be tell you for 2016, say now wait that way it go happen, you for accept them, you for agree. Now question that why they ask you. Okay, we don't get the first comment, the first reply. Now Roy Keddy, it talks say I be get faith say it must fail, but I no ever support Amber from day one. Yes, you be get faith say it go fail, but you be faith believe say it go fail now because of their own self-inflicted wounds. You be believe say it go fail now because they themselves they go destroy themselves. Say Anglophone man get the ability 100% for destroy himself for this kind of way where we see him today. Could you have ever believed it if some person would tell you about 7-8 years ago before ambassador terrorism? That is the question. You forever believe him? Because even me, I know for believe him. And exactly the same thing is going back in history. When we tell our people them about the infighting where it be happened between Endele, Foncha, Muna, and the rest, our people find it hard to believe. They would think, say, but why they be fight amongst themselves? They get a common cause. They be supposed to just work together for achieve where all of them want them. But life does not work that way. I did tell you what happened. I know make them up. They were too busy fighting amongst themselves than fighting for protect the interests of the Anglophone population. Look at what happened between Ayabacho, Sako Ekome, Christopher Anu, and the rest. I can go on and on and on. If some person be tell you, say now wait till this way go happen, you for agree? Wait till you for talk. So make we get a comment. Tanto Goldberg to say we Anglophones overget wickedness and bad belly till today and tomorrow. People they still vex say police they collect 500 francs for road, but where Amber they collect now 10,000 francs. Of course, Amber they collect 10,000 francs. It go pay am sure quiet. It go vex, but it go sure quiet. Because that wickedness inside ye. Because as I don't explain for una, Anglophone man really see that collection of that money as a bad thing. It is see am like saying now wait that way ye for the duam, not you. If one now make now ye the duam. And now why that way? As soon as they carry the guns to go for bush, that's exactly what they started doing. everything where they don't complain, say Cameroon government be do am, they don't do am 100 times worse. 100 times. So we get Roy Keddy again. It talks say I be believe say it go fail because Anglophones na corny people them. If you don't study history well, you for no say Anglophones them always they so. Well, but no be na all man be study history. Me, I no be study history. Now today way me I get the interest in the history. Because I be one for learn, I be one for know which way to go on. And I need for learn, I need for understand them in order for then educate other people the way they follow me. So might read the next comment now from Destroying Ambazonia Terrorism. It talks say, I have known Rwandese people and the atrocities of their genocide. I could never believe that Cameroonians could be that wicked and more. Thank you. At least even for Rwanda, now the Tutsis, they will kill Hutus and Hutus, they will kill Tutsis. But for Anglophone community, this Pekin they for Batibo where they mammy them. For Batibo, they jubilate, say they kill them. Man, not even talks about Batibo because for Batibo subdivision, you get plenty other villages them like Ashong, AY, you get Guzang, you get is it Ambo, or now what do they call them? You get Bessie and all of Atiben and all of those other small villages them around. Okay, this Pekin they be there now Bessie. Where they go kill them for that. This one where they call him Mbangwi, now what they call him Mbangwi for our country talk means say Papa for God or Godfather or God love kind of thing. If you want to translate that for English, Mbangwi. This Mbangwi where call it say commander ground zero. Now Pekin for Bessie. No me not even say now Pekin where come out from Cambe or na Mezam Pekin where can they kill people there inside Batibo? No. No, me not even saying that Pekin will come out from Guzang. It can't kill people for Bessie. No, I did tell you saying that Bessie Pekin, it they inside Bessie, and they kill na Bessie people then. So even for the Rwanda genocide, you fit maybe talk saying that because of the ethnic ethnicity, the tribal conflict on a tribal war. Now the Belgians they be manipulate and engineer this hatred between the Tutsis and the Hutus, which is a historical fact. But explain for me where to engineer Bessie man for turn kill Bessie man. Like I talk, if you even been as a backward man, it be fight Balondo or na Manu man, it be turn fight Mogamo man or na I don't know, Nsort man, it be turn fight Menemo man. I for understand. Now, basic Pekin inside basic killing basic people. Then, what level of wickedness is that? That level of wickedness, it passed the one way, it be incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. You understand? So, Baffon Field talks, I should make your bed, so shall you lie on it. Yes, Anglophones, they don't make their bed. And why that way we there on top right now, Anglophones, they cry, they kill, they are picking them, they jubilate now. So we get Roy Keddy. It also said true, most people really know a lot on Anglophone history. Now, why that Amber Idiots, they use that advantage, spread a lot of lies on Facebook. Yeah. And now why that way people like myself and the rest will continue for sensitize them and continue for do what we will do them. We get Burn and Zay. It talks Anglophone is a typical wicked and jealous. I don't tell now since 2018 say our people are wicked. Our people are very wicked, bad belly people. Them our people are. That's what they are. I don't tell when I tell be talk, they say no countryman, no generalize. Countryman go up, countryman come down. Last, the same people they can't agree with me. Maybe so when I talk now, say well, Anglophone people they're not typical wicked and jealous for them. Maybe now you say be send me message 2018, be tell me say man, no talk say what people they're wicked. So we get in Sobo service it talks it's a no honest person if he talks say he be expect this at the start. It's a I come see him now when them take me go camp for Kumbo. Exactly. So now we get testimony for here in Sobo service it talks say no honest person no be fit see this nonsense for 2016-17 at the start. Yes, yourself, he can't see up, he can't understand the wickedness of the Anglophones them when they carry go camp, the kidnapping. He experienced them, and the talk say experience is the best teacher. Now, why that way? He understand now. He turn to black leg. No, not because they want them, because he no get choice. He get to survive. And now what I tell you now, say the strategy now for help the Ambazuna terrorists for commit more atrocities. That is the only way. And I tell you now, if military want come, the same people they go call, tell them say military come, they run. So you want me military do it? They go find place on them. When I don't tire the atrocities, then now that time. Now when I go call beg military may come. No be military can't find them. Now when I can't hold military hand. Go show them. Okay, Mercy. Okay, we'll get some other comment for you. We'll get Njike Mbianda Gerard. It talks say never, never. It say no be ever, ever, ever. I feel believe say Anglophones they could do this for themselves. It say, but my calculations told me that they will fail big time. Yes, even if because you if you think say they go fail because say Cameroon military be bigger, stronger, and it go crush them. But the reality now say Cameroon military no they fight Ambazuna terrorism. Now themselves they kill themselves. The so-called struggle now them destroy them. No other person. Okay. O Benson Makia talks the Anglophone self-hatred and self-destruction is beyond human imagination. Even animals them better pass Anglophones them. What can I say about that? I cannot disagree with you. I have experienced it. I don't experience that barbarism. So we don't read that comment before. Any other comments? We'll get Roy Keddy talks say, I start follow you from day one because at that time I be find it hard for get people where they talk against Amber for Facebook. The whole Facebook been an Amber news. I remember when you bring Kawa Yannick and Amber say Kawa no be been an Amber boy. They say you be make some live. That time you use some words say avalanche effect. Wow. It means say Roy Keddy, you did really go way back. Yes, because I remember that live broadcast very well. The avalanche effect. For now, when I don't know avalanche, now something where they happen. I remember I be even play a video where I be showing now for YouTube where to where an avalanche it look like or a be. Okay, as a matter of fact, now see if I fish here. Now we don't bring avalanche effect. Oh, come on. Wait till it happen. Eh? Okay. Ma show una bear with me 1 second, my computer. Okay. I want to share my screen with una. Una fit see my screen. Good. Una fit see my screen. I go play for una this video. This is an avalanche. An avalanche can be started by a drop of rain, one raindrop. Okay, so now snow. That way, snow don't fall on top that mountain or cliff top. Okay, one drop of snow. If it start an avalanche, you now watch.
Perfekt. Sånn flott fluktkant kommer ned på, ser ut som kommer ned på begge sider.
The snow it calm down, but it will start slowly. And if you see,
Kommer ut over flukten nå.
when I see the snow,
Oi, oi, oi. Fy faen. Kommer ut midt på løfta nå. Må bare beklage at jeg skjelver litt her på filmen.
the avalanche that.
Fytt, det er sne som kommer ned. Det er ikke bare støv, ser det ut for denne gangen.
It get the power for level a whole city down. A whole city.
Ja, det er klart tørkesida. Det håper snart at det er støv og oppe.
var ju i Sverige. Se bølgene på havet, hva som har blitt av det.
So now an example of an avalanche that we don't just show now. An avalanche will be now a drop of rain if you start an avalanche, and the avalanche if it come down can sweep a whole town, a whole city, a whole community down, break down the houses and bury them in snow. Okay. This guy don't remind me about avalanche effect. So thank you plenty my contributor. We don't day 1 hour 30 minutes just like Abiteu now. We mean say now not time for we for call it a day. Okay, I no go read the comments them. Just show 1 or 2 of the comments them, and then we'll call it a day. I don't want to take too much of my time. Thank you plenty my contributor them. We'll go catch up another day, another time. Thank you once more.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.